I thought it was fake.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Yeah, yeah, oui, oui, da, da, okay, yeah, yeah, well, all right.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong, and I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again.
moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth, maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running low. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running low. Keep running low.
Struggling to find diamonds and netherite in Minecraft? Download Find Diamonds on your phone.
Ain't no love like a real love, but it goes so fast. All tied up like a captive. I'm to you. Used to pay on my mind lights, sending the rainbows, playing it cool. I don't feel this
Spot unsafe sites.
Here's what I ordered on AliExpress versus what I actually got. Ordered these markers because I wanted to start coloring, and
Blind devotion, empty notion. Like a roaring motion, slow in motion. Lay down your troubled mind. We are all
Vodka ads using smoke machines again?
Nope. Polar Ice. No fuss vodka.
Say I'm good-hearted, but I'm just getting started. Got my eyes on the target. No, no. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Say I'm dangerous, 'cause I broke all the cages. No, I won't sit and take it. No, no. They left me for dead, I guess I'll never learn. Every time I break, there's just more pain to burn. They'll never, never, never learn. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. They'll be calling me Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run.
Download Find Diamonds on your phone. Type in your world seed and press start digging.
And I've been chilling, watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chilling, kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the monsoon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. like a bass guitar. Simmer down and mash me up. Tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drive me around in your red Ford. Shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word. 'Cause you got me holding, holding.
Welcome to Montana's, a proudly Canadian brand where bold flavors meet slow-smoked barbecue, sauced to perfection since 1995. We spent decades mastering our fall-off-the-bone ribs, mouth-watering brisket, and perfectly pulled pork, all smoked in-house.
I could always be the one you wanna call when it's cold outside. I will always be the one that's right here standing by your side. Open up your heart and let me in. I promise not to break you. I promise I'll be all that you want. So let me in my heart before. Let me in. Oh, your love explodes. Our heart implodes. Your love explodes. Our hearts implode.
answers!
Pick one.
The farm boy. His bullseye ability is ace. How about...
Alex started learning piano, but the nursery rhymes she's playing are
Ain't no love like a real love, but it goes so fast. All time.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
like me, who bust like me, who
number one from Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. We will get you all set here for our starting netminders in Game 1. It will be Logan Thompson for the Washington Capitals. He has missed the last 7 games of the regular season with an upper body injury, last playing against the Carolina Hurricanes back on April 2nd. 43 games this year, 2.49 goals against average, .910 save percentage, and a 31-6-6 record. Sam Montembeault will go for Montreal. He has not played in a single playoff game as a professional hockey player in 8 years as a pro since graduating from Blainville-Boisbriand in the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League. He'll make his playoff debut tonight after 62 games in the regular season with a .282 goals against average, a .902 save percentage, and a 31-24-7 record. Cast of Montreal Canadiens making their playoff debuts this evening in the National Hockey League. However, there are another 6 players in this Hab lineup that played in Montreal's last playoff game. That was Game 5 of the 2021 Stanley Cup Final versus Tampa Bay. As we drop the puck on round number 1, the Washington Capitals take it back into their own zone. This is played out through center as Alex Carrier goes back for it, takes a hard hit off the forecheck. Canadians will move it ahead to center. Capitals back to their own zone. Here is Rasmus Sandin. No lineup changes tonight for Montreal as Pierre-Luc Dubois carries in. Connor McMichael to the net, and the first test of the series for Sam Montembeault is smothered in the crease.
Well, it's some kind of play early on for McMichael as he gets that puck and just winds his way down the top of the slot. Had a tremendous year, 26 goals, and Montembeault had to be sharp real early on that.
Couple early hits on the forecheck from Washington as well. And then Connor McMichael, who we expect, JP, to be a factor in this series. He had 57 points in all 82 regular season games.
Well, I would look at this second line entirely with Wilson and Pierre-Luc Dubois, who could be the difference makers in the series.
Capitals win the face-off in the attacking zone. Dvorak takes it away and slides that all the way out through center ice. Capitals back to their own zone. Jacob Chychrun moves it around the boards to the far side. Up to center it goes. Tom Wilson, a 30-goal scorer in the NHL for the first time in his career this year. Centers that for McMichael. 2 shots in the early going here for Connor McMichael, both turned aside by Montembeault. Canadians out through center. Here goes Kaden Guhle off the far side. He rips it wide. Habs played around the boards. Caulfield down low for Slavkovsky. Rips that around the boards. Guhle at the blue line. Plays it back down low. It comes through the middle where Connor McMichael will lift it out to center ice. It'll go all the way into the Montreal zone. No icing. And Kaden Guhle, former Western Hockey League playoff MVP with the Edmonton Oil Kings in 2022, starts the breakout with a pass through center. Ivan Demidov gets into the attacking zone for the first time tonight. Capitals take it away, and Nick Dowd comes out to center as he flips it in. 2 minutes into the first. Tied at 0. Deep in Hab territory. Struble skates over to the far side where it's picked up by Demidov. Taken away in the slot by Brandon Duhaime. Back to the line. Trevor Van Riemsdyk with a shot. That's directed wide.
Montembeault didn't see that puck coming in.
And this is lobbed out off the boards by Line A. And it will not have enough for icing. It's waved.
Let the Canadians get a change in. That's exactly what the Caps are looking for from that fourth line. By Dowd comes across the blue line, chips it in, gets right on the forecheck.
Now here goes Lars Eller down the left side with a shot off the toe drag. That's caught by Montembeault for the whistle.
Well, you take a look at Lars Eller, former Montreal Canadian, and he came over in a trade earlier in the year from Pittsburgh. And you know, you look at Eller, he might not be the same player that he was. He's certainly not 28 anymore when he won the Stanley Cup. But when you look down the middle of the ice for this Washington Capitals group, and you've got Eller and Dowd in the 3 and the 4 hole, Pierre-Luc Dubois, and the type of season that Strome has, that's a formidable group.
16 years now for Lars Eller in the National Hockey League. In 12 of those seasons, including this one, he has played in the playoffs. 103 playoff games, the most among any Danish-born hockey player in the history of the NHL. Habs work this out to center. Goes past Rasmus Sandin all the way back to Capital territory. Far side boards. Caps strip it away. Matt Roy passes to center. Mangiapane is pickpocketed. As Emil Heineman dodges a hit from Lars Eller. It goes in deep for Sandin. Here goes Ryan Leonard, newcomer to the Capitals, played just 9 games at the end of the regular season after joining them via Boston College. As the Habs come ahead to center. Here goes Brendan Gallagher. In on the right side, tries a wrister. That one goes in rather weakly to the net as Gallagher and Alexander Alexiev with some pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Looks like Alexiev caught Gallagher up high with his stick as Trevor Riemsdyk comes in to help that whole thing. His teammate.
Brendan Gallagher clearly in playoff form here, JP. He comes in with 71 games of playoff experience, the most among any player on the Canadiens roster.
Oh, well, there's no real surprise with Gallagher there is he gets into the gritty areas. He's going to renew that playoff energy after the last run that he was a part of, where he saw the Canadiens make it all the way to the Stanley Cup final.
Made his playoff debut for the Habs all the way back in 2013 against the Ottawa Senators, and what was a memorable series for most. Brendan Gallagher scored in Game 1 of that series in what turned out to be a 4-2 loss. Of course, Lars Eller was also involved in that series for notable reasons involving Eric Reimer. As the Canadiens go back to their own zone, here goes Goulet skating behind his own net, takes a hard hit off the forecheck. Pierre-Luc Dubois picks up the puck on the far side. Up top, here's Karlsson with a shot. That's caught by Sam Montembeault for the whistle.
That's an awkward play with Goulet as he puts himself in a little bit of trouble. Gets a little bit too close to the net, and the puck actually bounces off the net, forces him to look down. And I mentioned this second line earlier. It's Tom Wilson coming in, delivers a huge hit on Goulet. And Goulet had a terrific end of the season. We know he had the 2 goals, including the game winner, to send the Canadiens to the playoffs against Carolina.
That was his first multi-goal game in the National Hockey League and first multi-goal game period since the conference finals back in the Western Hockey League in his last season in 2022, putting up a pair of goals against the Winnipeg Ice.
It's the way to finish the season for him, right? He comes out 2 goals, he gets the game winner, 7 hits, 3 blocks, 3 shots. Expect him to step up.
Capitals off the draw, quick shot from Ovechkin, doesn't find the mark. Washington out shooting Montreal 4-1 early, 16:24 left in the first. Canadiens behind their own net. Here's Alex Carrier with the puck. Waiting patiently. Crowd imploring him to get a move on as he passes it out through center. Anderson to the attacking zone. Far side wing, lost it in his feet. And the Capitals will skate it back. It's Matt Roy. Takes a hit from Brendan Gallagher as this comes out to center ice for Dvorak. He'll lift it in. Glove down by Washington. And they'll start ahead to center. Brandon Duhaime drops it off. Matt Roy up to center. It's tipped in now by Radish. To the near side corner they go. Duhaime behind the net. Passes out in front. Incoming shot goes wide. As Demidov picks it up. Far side lost it to Taylor Radish, who takes a knock from Line A. Now Demidov back on it for Montreal. He'll skate around up the near side, angles it off the boards. Now Nick Dowd cuts it off on the near side. In Washington territory, played off the end boards as the Capital defenders move in behind their own net. Here's Rasmus Sandin. He'll direct traffic and start ahead with a breakout pass from Mangiapane. He's bothered by Cole Caulfield. Carries into the Montreal zone, however, as Karlsson tried to move that out in front. That floats to the far side for Nick Suzuki, who will backhand it out to center ice. Now Uri Slavkovsky shovels it in. Turned aside by Logan Thompson, who's still awaiting his first real test of this game. Capitals come out to center. Connor McMichael fires it in. Puck rides around the boards. Matheson to the far side. To the line. John Karlsson can't hold it. He'll go to center and then wallop it right back in. Near side now, Alex Carrier passing over. Stretched out to center. Past Suzuki. Angled right to Thompson, who will keep it moving for Andrei Alexiev. Just 8 games this season in the National Hockey League for Andrei Alexiev. And 3 in the American League. But he's in tonight because Martin Feravari is out for Washington. Here's Alexia, left side point. Throws one wide of the net. Matheson's got no stick here. And Trevor Van Riemsdyk plays it away from him down low.
Nick Suzuki's got to slide into that position.
Capitals up top. Again, Alexia, left side. Low shot kicked aside by Montembeault. And the Habs fly it out through center ice. This will go the distance for an icing.
Bit of an unusual play that we just saw there with Mike Matheson. And Matheson doesn't have a stick. Puck gets lost in his feet. Nick Suzuki standing behind him, and that's exactly where Suzuki's got to just call him off, take control of that puck, and clear the zone, let Mike Matheson get back to the bench for a new twig.
Mentioned JP, no Martin Ferravari tonight. The other absence that's notable for Washington is no Alexei Protas, who just had the best season ever by a Belarusian-born hockey player.
Yeah, really impressive year for Protas. And listen, they've got Anthony Beauvillier, who's moved up into that top line right wing position that Protas would have been in, and I think that they're happy with that, at least in the very short term until Protas checks back in. Had his foot cut earlier a couple of weeks ago.
Capitals out to center. This is chopped at by Sandin. Messaging from Spencer Carberry is that he expects Protas to play in this series, although it is unknown as to when. He did skate yesterday for the Caps wearing a non-contact jersey. Here goes Heineman to center. Down the right side. In on Rasmus Sandin along the boards. We are 7 minutes into the first period as the Capitals dig it free. Tied at 0. Shot 6-3 for Washington. Chipped in from center. Hudson goes back behind the Montreal net. Played up the near side all the way to the line. Alexiev holds it in, throws it wide. Beauvillier to the far side again. Puck is taken away by Montreal. Here's Gouli making his Stanley Cup playoff debut tonight as this comes in behind the Washington net. 3 of the 6 Montreal defensemen in the lineup tonight are playing their first game in the Stanley Cup playoffs. As this is chipped in behind Sam Montembeault. Here goes Lane Hudson. He's rocked into the corner. As it's taken away. Point out for Brandon Duhaime. His shot's turned aside. Now Gouli behind the Montreal net. Takes another hit from Duhaime. Capitals are all over the place on the forecheck here as Montreal carry through center. Far side loose puck picked up by Duhaime. He'll play that in behind his own net for Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Harassed by Gallagher. He plays it ahead for Chychrun. Now here goes Lars Eller through center. Down the far side wing. Good play by Jaden Struble to step up on him, but he lost his stick in the process. Capitals to the line. Here's Chychrun with a shot. Mangiapane in front of the rebound. Can't put it home. Back to the line. Chychrun turns to the far side. Off his backhand. Low shot. Loose in front, and it'll be picked up by Montreal as Anderson sweeps it out through center.
With several scrambles, net front for the Canadians, not able to clear pucks.
That's another icing for Montreal with 11:28 to go in the first.
Montembeault's going to have to clean that up as that puck gets fed in. It starts with Carlson, then gets delivered over to Chychrun, who's had just a gigantic year. But you look at Savard and you look at Struble, who had lost his stick, just couldn't clear the puck. You know, if you're the Montreal Canadiens, it has been a little bit overwhelming here, but I think you have to look at this as mission accomplished. You've gotten through those first 6 or 7 minutes where you knew that the Caps were going to be coming hard. Similarly for Carberry, he's looking at his team and thinks, all right, they're no longer in maintenance mode. They're ready to go to work here in the playoffs. Pretty decent start for both sides.
Shots 8-3 for Washington, although shot attempts are officially 13-4. Canadians win the D-zone face-off. Carried to center. Carrier plays it in deep. That'll allow the line change for Montreal. Chychrun works it down low. He's got Beauvillier with him. Now passes it over to John Carlson, who starts ahead to center. Ovechkin through the neutral zone. Can't carry it in over the line. Here goes Laine the other way with a wrister, and there is the first real test for Logan Thompson as he makes the save and covers the rebound.
We're just having a look at Ovechkin as he comes in, cleans up net front, and that goes to his young pal Demidov.
Montreal and Washington officially underway tonight. We got 11:02 still to go in the first. No score on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite pho shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars, there's a Molson with your name on it. Export, Ultra, XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
It's time to make some noise and cheer on your favorite team. Because whenever the Canadians win, you win with the 3 for $3 offer at KFC. A delicious way to savor victory. KFC, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Some conditions apply. Valid the day after Canadians win. Minimum additional purchase of $1. Offer only valid at participating restaurants.
Delmar, a globally integrated, technology-focused logistics solution provider, backed by 60 years of expertise. Experience the power of bringing simplicity to your supply chain with Delmar. Visit delmarcargo.com. Delmar, logistics made simple.
Canadians Hockey is presented by Essor Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. Essor Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
11:02 to go in the first. Washington and Montreal tied at 0. Early barrage, JP, from the Washington Capitals, but the Montreal Canadiens, with some help from their netminder, Sam Montembeault, who doesn't seem to be showing any nerves here to start his playoff career, are in a good spot.
Yeah, I agree with you. And listen, if you're Sam Montembeault, I think you're one of the two guys who has benefited most from this little break that they've gotten from the last game that they played to this evening. And even when you're looking at that schedule, you see a Monday start, you breathe a sigh of relief that you're going to get a little bit more. You're going to get a little bit more of a break. I'd look at Montembeault. And the other guy that I would look squarely at is Yoel Armia, who we know has struggled with his hand. His right hand has given him problems. Victor, you saw the practice on Sunday prior to the Canadians leaving. You said you thought he was looking a little bit stronger.
Yeah, hasn't been afraid to take shots lately in practice, and he's taken a few more recently in games as well. So some reason for optimism that injury isn't perhaps as bad as it was a few weeks ago. Everybody's fighting something this time of the year. Bumps and bruises aplenty as we face off in the Washington zone. Habs win it back for Lane Hudson. Works it off to Slavkovsky off the right side. Good block by Chychrun. As it's collected in front by Tom Wilson. He'll move it off the boards out to center ice. Connor McMichael flips it in. And Hooley goes back for it. Now back into the Washington zone. Goes right to Logan Thompson. He'll move it aside. Almost gave that away to Caulfield. Instead, Washington zip it through center. And they've iced it here with 10:29 to go in the first.
It's a little bit disjointed there with Logan Thompson. You got to question that decision. He's got Caulfield bearing down on him, looks up and fires it out to the right side, but just a little casual at that puck, and you can see the panic set in immediately as that puck gets fired down the ice. This will come all the way back into the Cap zone for a Canadiens face-off.
Mentioned no playoff experience as a pro for Sam Montembeault. Not a lot either for Logan Thompson. He's played just 4 Stanley Cup playoff games back in 2024 with Vegas. He missed the 2023 postseason with injury. That was, of course, Aiden Hill stepping up and taking the job for the Vegas Golden Knights. As we will face off to the far side of Thompson. He does catch right-handed. Bit of a different look for the Montreal Canadiens here. As the Washington Capitals win the D-zone face-off, carried to center by McMichael, looking to find Jacob Chychrun up in the rush. That just missed.
Chychrun going for the middle lane drive. Just couldn't find that puck. Would have been in alone.
Carrier down the right side, wrists it in. Puck rides around the boards. Duhaime has some support from Rasmus Sandin. Plays it back around for Duhaime. And now Matt Roy behind his own net. The Detroit, Michigan native starts with a pass up the far side for Rasmus Sandin. And David Savard deep into his own end. Now, far side Hashbarg's Taylor Radish on the boards is harassed as the puck comes to center for Line A. They'll try and float that down the wing for Newhook. Back in front for Line A. Low shot stop. Rebound in front for Yoel Armia. That's turned aside. We got our first penalty of the night.
Slashing call coming up. Patrick Laine with a golden opportunity in the slot. It's actually a slick little play that gets fed back from Newhook, catches Laine, and Laine goes in. It's a solid pad save by Logan Thompson.
That's a couple great looks for Laine so far. 9:34 to go in the first. Tied at 0 on Habs Hockey at TSN 690.
Bell Pure Fiber is the technology you need for high-performance applications. It leverages light signals transmitted through optical fiber. It's capable of providing huge bandwidth, super low latency, and it's immune to electromagnetic interference.
Basically what he means is, it's incredibly fast internet. Switch to Bell Pure Fiber, Canada's fastest internet, awarded by Ookla. Get 500 for $70 per month. Visit bell.ca for more details and to check availability. Bell. Internet just got better.
Are you looking for an insurance broker, passionate and professional? With 65 years of experience, SO Insurance has proven to be totally dedicated to serving its clients. Present in 12 regions in Quebec, their brokers have one priority: to find you the best offer available to insure your home, car, and all other types of motorized vehicles. Call 833-370-2704 or visit SOR.ca to ask for a quote. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Craving great food, big games, and an unbeatable atmosphere? Head to La Cage. Whether you're here for the wings or the wins, or to have a good time, one thing's for sure. At La Cage, everyone's a fan.
Beer, chips, popcorn. Score big at your neighborhood Voisin without missing a second of the action. Stock up on game day essentials before the puck hits the ice at Voisin, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Voisin, whenever you need us.
Canadiens Hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
Montreal to the power play for the first time in the series, brought to you by Ford of Canada, official partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Pretty solid look for Laine again, and it's Radish who gets the slash in on his hands. Bit of a desperation play. So this is where the Canadiens are looking to wake up right now. Last 14 games, Canadiens power play has been operating at 9%. Hasn't been much better this year against Washington in the 3 games. Again, only operating at 9%. Canadiens would love to get one early here.
It is Taylor Radish in the penalty box for Washington, as the D-zone faceoff is won by the Capitals. They will look to clear this out. Ripped off the boards, and they do just that, as it goes all the way down the ice for Sam Montembeault. Lane Hutson weaves his way ahead to center. Off to Caulfield. Crossing the line. Same personnel out there on the first unit for Montreal. As here goes Suzuki, right side with a shot. Sharp blocker save made by Logan Thompson.
A shot inside the first 25 seconds. That's what you want for the Habs.
Suzuki back out in front for Caulfield. All the way up top. Hudson far side for Laine. And a glove stop made this time by Thompson.
Pretty surprised to see Laine get a clean look on that. You're expecting, as we've seen so much this year, teams starting to flex out on Laine early on. 15 power play goals. Shame on them if you let Laine beat you from that angle.
So a couple of shots already on the man advantage for Montreal. As we'll face off to the far side in the Washington zone. Still a minute 18 to go in the 5-on-4 for the Canadiens. Suzuki leans in to take the face off against Nick Dowd, one of the better defensive forwards in the National Hockey League. It's just as one back by Montreal, and they'll set it up. Hudson off to Caulfield right side. Back to Hudson up top. Caulfield again. To Hudson, far side. Laine tries a wrister, blows that one wide. And to the line. This is held in by Lane Hutson. Down the far side, Laine back up top for Hudson. Long-range shot blocked in front by Suzuki. Quickly cleared down the ice by the Washington Capitals.
Hudson gets that puck, walks the blue line, and drifts one in. Looked to me like it was going to go over the net. Suzuki actually had to jump in the air to get out of the way of that one.
Now here goes Alex Newhook through center ice. Off of the right side for Ivan Demidov. Second unit is on for Montreal. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Suzuki far side to Matheson up top. Back to Suzuki. One touch for Newhook. Quick shot. It is turned aside. Back across. It comes past Demidov. And thrown down the ice by Connor McMichael. 10 seconds left in the power play. Canadians start ahead to center with Matheson. Tipped in now by Gallagher.